Given the economy, the entire world situation, China's military aggression, is it a good? Should we be in the stock market? I'm thinking at any day something could happen and the whole thing could just collapse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say that if if you feel that way, of course you shouldn't be in because it's too uncomfortable. But um, look, I think that is the case. I think that's the case, but it's been that way. It's been like that for 10 years, not 10 years, 14 years. It's been like that. I mean, where one cyber attack could we could be all freezing cold with no electricity. We could lose a stock market. We could, a number of things could happen. Our banks could shut down at any moment, and that could happen as well. So I think that if you're thinking about, I don't really. I mean, I think that if you're looking at and you're thinking along the lines of, well, the markets are going to crash due to the economy crash, um, that's happened before, and certainly that could happen again. But that's very different than the stock market just kind of disappearing and crashing due to outside forces like cyber attacks or something like that. So, look, I can't. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know whether that's going to happen. I can tell you from an analytical perspective. I mean, look at it. Don't see that happening. Don't see how that is a possibility of happening, at least in the near future. That is for sure. Could it happen someday? I think we'll have ample warning before it happens. I would hope that I said this years ago about the banking system. I said it repeatedly during 2008 and 9. If you're worried about the banking system, then you should be printing out or at least downloading a copy every other day or so of your bank statements. So because if there's a cyber attack, you want to be able to replicate. You want to help the bank out by giving them actual statements that are printed out the day before maybe the cyber attack hit. I do it on a very, very regular basis. I don't know, 4 or 5 times a month, so that I have something fairly recent that I can fall back on. You can do the same with your stocks. Um, I happen to know a little bit about cybersecurity for the stock exchange. I would tell you that it's stronger than the Pentagon's, way better than the Pentagon's um, cyber security in the sense of backups and where those backups are located around the world. So I think that it's probably more secure as far as recoveries go in case of a crisis than even the Pentagon. So I don't know. I wouldn't worry about that. But look, I always say this: if it helps you sleep at night to get all your money and put it in somewhere, whatever you might think is safer, then I think you should do it. I think everybody should do it. I think it's foolishness to be losing sleep over one's money, one way or another, whether you're going to lose it or what you're going to do. I mean, I also think, this is just me speaking from a biblical perspective, that I think it's foolishness to be, building bigger silos in order to store our money because we're worried about it. So I just think that we can't live in fear of everything. There's too many things to be afraid of. We're going to be we're going to be curled up in fetal position somewhere in a bunker if we continue to do that. But look, the stock market could crash at any moment. It could crash today with one announcement that I'm just making something up, that Deutsche Bank just collapsed in Germany. The stock market could crash. Just one little thing. It could crash on any kind of political announcement that is going to be a huge impact on the markets. It could crash with just those kinds of news things. So look, there's so many threats that aren't new. They've been around a long time. There's so many threats, and we unfortunately become dependent upon the leadership. I use that word very lightly. That we have employed, meaning our elected officials. That is the scariest thing of all. And if we have fear, that's what it ought to be. Because in all likelihood, any kind of collapse we experience, I guarantee you, like every other collapse in the history of America, it can all be taken back to failed government policy. Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.